All right, welcome to Upfront at Front Range. I'm your host, Isabel
And
Delgado.
I am your co-host, Alex Ziemek.
And we're here today to reintroduce the Upfront podcast.
Yeah, revive it.
Revive it.
Yeah, it's been dead ever since 2019.
That long?
Yeah, that long.
Wow.
But that's just because COVID happened. So that's why, they never picked it back up after everyone got back into school. But
That's crazy. We're the
Yeah.
revive.
yeah, it really is. Yeah, new students trying to take on the podcast challenge here.
Yeah, the purpose of this podcast is to talk about current events at Front Range, also give students a voice, cover different stories and topics, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge. Hopefully, that's our whole thing. Is we want to try to get it out there, to the students, and get the faculty on here, students get their voice on here, and I think that'd be really nice.
Yeah, I think that'll be dope.
Yeah.
Having, like a platform for different voices and stories and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
We're both at the Westminster campus. I've
Mhm.
been a student here for 2 years now.
Yeah, and this is only my second semester, so technically been here for a year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's like I'm still trying to find my way around school sometimes. So
Yeah.
even like when I was doing paperwork for the front page here, I had to go all the way like past this hallway and go all the way down until there was like a whole new section of the school. It was long, but
I remember my first day, I was trying to find when I started school, it was in the middle of the pandemic. So a lot of the classes were still virtual.
oh,
But my
okay.
first time back on campus, I was trying to find my math class.
Mhm.
And I ended up in HR.
In HR.
Yeah, dude. I ended up in HR and I was like, hey, can someone help me find
Exactly, yeah.
the B hall? And they were like, oh, yeah, we'll walk you there. And so I ended up, walking with this lady all the way to the math center.
Yeah, no, my first day was kind of easy because I walked through the doors and there was obviously people at desks trying to help you out. And I remember I didn't really ask anyone for help. I just, I know what room number it is. I can just try to find it. And it was pretty simple. But then my second semester, when I just started, my public speaking class was almost impossible to find.
Why?
It was like, because I was used to... my first semester when I was taking 2 classes here, I had the first English class and then I was taking an introduction to business. And so those classes were all the way over here on the B side. And then my second semester, I was like, okay, I'm taking the public speaking class, but it was all the way over here on this side. And you had to go down these stairs to like the lower level of B, I think. And it was like way in the corner of this, like they have this like, it's a classroom here and a classroom here, and it's way over here in the corner. It's hard to explain, but it was very difficult to find.
Like my first week back, I was on the very low level. I think it's like level B or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And dude, at the end of the hall, they were hosting like an EMT class.
Oh.
And it said, don't call 911.
Yeah, that's what, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm glad they had that on there because I was like, why are they giving each other CPR?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's they go pretty crazy with that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah. It must be cool, though, to train. I kind of have always wondered, like, should I be an EMT?
Yeah,
but then
right,
again,
yeah.
it's like, no, too much pressure, dude. Too much stress.
Way too much pressure.
Yeah, it takes a special kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
A very like strong-willed kind of person to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Other than that, we had a few events this week going on.
We did.
You had one event that you posted on TikTok.
I went to the soul music event that they had hosted in the cafeteria, and it was so dope. They had an instructor come in and teach the students and faculty how to play the djembe.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really cool. I think the group that came in is called Soul Rhythm African Drumming.
Mm-hmm.
And they're based in Lakewood. Anyway, they came in and the instructor, Manuel, gave us a background story of the origin of the music, its cultural meaning, and he played a piece for us at the end, and it was so dope.
I mean, yeah, based off the TikTok I saw, it looked like it was a very interesting experience, but very cool experience.
It makes me, honestly, like, after that, I looked into, because he spoke about a travel experience that they do, and it's group travels, I think is the way that they call it. They get together, they get a group of people together, and you travel to South Africa, to Ghana, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a week long, and he talked about it also, and it's really cool. Like, it looks like a really cool experience.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's so important to, expose people to this kind of stuff, because had that event not been hosted, I don't think I would have sought out how to learn how to play the djembe.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I really like the way how he allowed the students at the end to kind of play with him. I think that's a really big part of it. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think to myself, it's like you never know what you're gonna find interesting if you don't, go and try it out, and you never know what you're gonna love.
Exactly.
I mean, same thing went because a few weeks back, I actually went over there to the cafeteria where they were hosting Indian dancers, and it was a very cool experience because I got to see some of their dancing that they do. And I don't know, it felt like it kind of, I could see like everyone in the cafeteria was actually like touched by it,
Yeah.
Like everyone was really paying attention because it's something unique. It's not something you see every day.
And also it's important for people to feel represented,
Exactly.
Like me, I'm Hispanic, and I really appreciate when people, take like the time to talk about like our culture and
Exactly.
Yeah. So I feel like that's really important, and that's why I really appreciate the Multicultural Center that they opened up.
Yeah, I saw
down
that
this
too.
hall.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That was actually they had another event in there. It was like a potluck event.
In there?
Yeah, and I think in there, yeah.
Dude, when was this?
Like last week or something like that.
Dude, are you serious?
Were you in there?
No, dude. I wish I would have known. I would have showed up.
Well, that's the thing though. It was like pretty early on because it was like I think they started it at 11 o'clock, so it was more of like a lunch kind of potluck that they had. Yeah. But it was really unique because people made food from all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally saw like there was meatballs in a crock pot, right? And in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, it's just regular meatballs. No, like these were meatballs. I totally forget where or who made them and where they came from.
Were they Swedish?
I think they were Swedish, but it was like the sauce was way different than what you're used to.
Yeah.
So it was a cool experience. And it was funny because I actually, one of my my buddies in my classes for public speaking, I saw him in there, and so we sat down and we had a nice little talk. But yeah, it was unique, very unique how people just cooked food from kind of where they're from. It was really cool. So.
I'm into that kind of stuff, honestly.
Yeah, it was pretty nice. But
yeah,
I will have to say the way it was run was like a little interesting because they had it all on one table and everyone was crowding around and plates were all over the place. I couldn't find a spoon, so I was sat eating guac and chips while waiting for a spoon for my my meatballs. But it was nice. Everyone was just in there having a good time talking,
The Multicultural Center is new because I was a part of the LEA program, which is a leadership program for ethnic student groups. And after that program is when they decided to roll out this center. So hopefully the next time around they'll run it a little better, and then also hopefully next time around I find out about it. Another interesting event that happened this week was the failed ping pong tournament.
Yeah. The failed oh my god, yeah, the failed ping pong tournament. It was all over the place. And I think of it like this. Obviously, if you don't have a prize, right, for the ping pong tournament, it's not really going to grab people to kind of show up for the tournament in general. So yeah, like 15 minutes had already passed by, and I walked in there, and the whole point was I was going to take pictures, obviously, of people playing for the ping pong tournament. That was going to go up on our Instagram page. But yeah, no one showed up. It was literally one kid, and he was just waiting for people to come so, you know, we could finally get a ping pong tournament going.
Dude, that's so sad.
It really is sad. So like I said, if you don't have a prize, then you know people are not going to show up for the actual tournament and try to play in the tournament. And I walk past the game room all the time, and you know there's always people playing ping pong. There's always people playing pool. And sometimes you have to wait. Like sometimes you have to wait to play pool or ping pong, which is kind of sad.
So then I wonder what day was it hosted? It was Tuesday, right? Or Wednesday?
Yeah, that was a Tuesday.
I wonder if like maybe exams or something.
Exactly. Tuesday on at 12 p.m. I mean, like people were probably in class.
I had an exam. That's why I didn't, because I was supposed to go.
You were supposed to, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, footage.
I didn't have class until later on that day, so I don't know. But yeah, probably people were in class or taking an exam, and that's why they didn't have it.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like if they ever want to actually set up a ping pong tournament or a pool tournament, you know, which is funny because they actually had a pool tournament yesterday.
Yeah.
But I couldn't go because it was during my class, or not during my class, but when I was working on my class, and I didn't know if anyone showed up or not. Probably the same outcome as the ping pong tournament.
Dude, so you showed up and like was the entire room empty?
Pretty much, yeah. You had the people that were organizing it. So you had one kid that was, you know, already he works over at the pool or works with Student Life over there. And then you had the other girl who basically sets up all the events. Yeah. And then literally that one kid that was waiting for someone else to challenge him. So I went in there and they were like, why don't you play against him? And I kind of told them, I was like, well, I have class at 1. Yeah, I have class at 1 o'clock. You know, it's like 12:15, and I was kind of scared because I'm like, okay, if I beat this kid, then I'm gonna have to stay here and just wait for someone else to show up.
Yeah.
But luckily, you know, the kid did beat me. You know, because he was pretty good at ping pong. So I'm not the best at it either. So yeah, he.
You know, we also have a chess club.
Chess club, yes. I knew about that.
I want to join the chess club.
I was actually going to join the chess club too. Yeah.
Dude, we should look into that.
Yeah,
I wonder what happened. I think I submitted. Oh no, I sent someone an email and I just never heard back.
Never heard back. Yeah, the problem I think, I didn't really hear if too many people even joined the chess club.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many people they have for the chess club, but I was definitely going to look into it for sure. And I mean, this school, they have a lot of things, you know. I mean, the one of them that kind of stuck out to me was we have an esports team.
A what?
Esports, you know what esports?
No,
it's basically like gaming. It's like video gaming, basically.
Oh, I've seen that, yeah.
That was kind of the funny thing is because I looked and I was like, I wonder how many people actually truly signed up for like esports, you know?
I saw, esports. I thought you were saying esports. I thought it was pretty popular because
really?
It seems like everybody plays.
Well, I know a lot of people play. I mean, I play too, but I was very interested in seeing how many people actually were playing for or doing the esports thing here.
What do you play?
PlayStation. That's what. You know.
So, like, are you a big do you hate Xbox?
Not necessarily. I mean, obviously, there's like a.
I don't play video games, but I know I have 2 brothers, and I know that's like.
Theme. So PlayStation, Xbox, they don't get along too well. So
dude, why? What's the beef?
I mean, it's 2 different consoles, right? You can't, you know, you're trying to say one, you know, like buy a PlayStation, or you're trying to get someone to like buy an Xbox. So it's really difficult when you're trying to play online. But that's why I was very curious with the esports team here. Is like, you know, where do they play? You know,
what if it's not even like using consoles? What if it's like, I don't know anything about
it could be computers, but
yeah,
I'm just curious on where they do that, you know.
We'll look into that and keep you guys updated.
Yeah, we'll definitely look into that. The other event we had on Wednesday was the Human Library event.
How was that?
That was very interesting. Yeah, a lot of people showed up, so I was very happy about that because that meant I got to take pictures and it looked more
I was in the middle of my
ready.
exam. That's why I couldn't go.
Yeah, it was very. It's interesting because this is an event where you got to sit down with the people that actually made the book, and they get
wrote
Authors.
authors. They had
like,
authors in there.
Exactly. Well, so the whole point of this Human Library event, the reason why, because it was weird, I had to look it up, but the reason why they called it the Human Library is because it's like real books, basically.
Like biographies.
Yeah, stuff like that. So, yeah, I showed up and there was a lot of people there, and they had everyone that basically wrote the book, right? And you got to sit down with them and basically ask them questions if you wanted to and talk to them. So,
this is an organization, actually.
Organization.
Yeah, look, Human Library. So apparently it doesn't only just happen here; it happens throughout.
Yeah, of course it happens throughout, but
this reminds me of a book that I read.
Really?
Yeah, it's called The Midnight Library.
Oh, okay.
And this girl wakes up in the middle of a library. I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody, but she wakes up in this library and it's filled with endless life stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
The lot of the books that they showcased were pretty interesting. They had a book that was a guy was homeless, so they did one on him, and they also had one for which I didn't want to say was inappropriate because it kind of maybe was, but it was a book titled Strippers. So I was really curious. I almost was like, can I please sit down with whoever was. So
was she there?
She was there. Everyone was there. Everyone that had their book was there. So I was
What was the name? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember. It was just Stripper. That was what they called the book.
And it was a published book.
Yeah, and it was basically about someone who was a stripper.
Yeah.
So I was this close to saying can I maybe sit down and ask her a few questions, but instead I wanted to ask a few questions about the homeless. I think it was a homeless guy, and sadly someone else was already taking the time slot that I was there. So instead I had to take a look again at the books, and I decided to go with there was a blind guy that they had a book for him and all about him. And it's funny enough because I actually I remember this guy because he actually, when I was at high school, they did an event at my high school where you could come down here to take a tour of the school.
Yeah.
And he was a part of the tour. He was one of the guides that he was basically explaining everything that was, great about this school.
He was your tour guide.
Yeah, he was basically my tour guide.
And then he's now homeless.
No. He's still, no, that's a different guy.
Oh.
The tour guide is the guy that's blind.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, the homeless guy. The homeless guy. The
confused.
homeless guy is a way different story.
I was where did
the guy
things
that's
go
blind? He's the one that was the tour guide when I came over here to tour this college.
Okay.
And obviously, I think one of his friends helped him out on the tour guide, and they both talked about Front Range and the great things about it and how you can transfer to a different school and all of the other benefits that you have here at Front Range. I mean, we have so many good benefits here.
What was his story? What did you talk to him about?
Well, so his story was, I think it was just about his everyday life basically. Yeah, but so as I was saying, the everyday life that the guy that's blind, how he has to go through that. And there was only one thing that I remember, that really kind of touched me that he said was when he's with friends and people are specifically talking to him, but they know he's blind, they decide to talk to his friend, right? And he said, just because I'm blind, it doesn't mean you can't still talk to me, right, face to face technically, right? Because they always say, well, he's blind, so I'm just gonna talk to my friend. Does that kind of make sense?
As if like he doesn't understand.
Yeah, exactly. Like the person that's talking to him doesn't the person. So like the person would be talking to him, right? The guy that's blind, and the person would then talk to someone else, but still talk to him, basically, you know?
Yeah.
So he's doing
Yeah.
that because he's like, well, he's blind, so he's not going to understand me, or he's not looking at me, so I'm just going to talk to someone else.
Yeah.
So, that was one thing that he kind of explained, like, you can still talk to me directly, right? Even though I'm blind, like, even though I have this disability, doesn't mean you can't still talk to me directly.
Wow.
So that's
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I was, it was very interesting, but.
Well, that's cool that you attended the event and got to talk to him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I thought it was
On
very
a
interesting.
different note, though, spring break is around the corner.
Yeah, spring break is around the corner. We have 2 weeks. Technically, yeah, we have 2 weeks, so technically 3 weeks, I guess, until spring break.
So what day is it? The 27th?
The 27th is the start of spring break, and it goes all the way to the 31st on Friday.
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to that, too. I think every student here is looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping teachers don't try to cram in a lot for spring break, but
Yeah.
I know there will probably be some teachers that will have you do some assignments over spring break, which
I hope not.
Hopefully,
I really,
yeah.
really hope not.
yeah.
I need my break.
Yeah, my public speaking class. Yeah, so yeah, sorry, I kind of blanked for a second. No, so my public speaking class, we're actually doing our speech today. So that's kind of my kind of thing is like I'm hoping my teacher for public speaking doesn't like our new assignment is not going to hopefully carry over to spring break. But it's going to be very interesting to see all about that and. Some of the events we do have for this upcoming next 2 weeks, we have Pi Day. So
When is that? I thought that was last week.
no, that's Tuesday. This upcoming Tuesday on the 14th.
Yay, dude.
So that's going to be fun because they're going to be hosting a lot of games that you can play with faculty and other students while eating pizza. So that's going to be very nice. And then just after that on Wednesday, some lunch thing is going on. I'd have to.
And tomorrow is Pi Day, celebrates mathematical constant pi and is significant for those who love mathematics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Thursday, of course, on the 16th of next week is St. Patrick's Day. So that's going to
make
be
sure to
interesting.
wear
I
green.
think. Yeah, everyone's going to be wearing green. So definitely have to take a photo of students wearing green. And then, yeah, the week after that, technically on here it says the pool tournament is on the 21st. But I did see when I was walking through the halls, the paper, it said it was yesterday on Wednesday. So that's probably, that doesn't look like it's right. And then some national event happening on Wednesday on the 22nd. But
Wow, so a lot of food.
a lot of food. Well, yeah, a lot of food it looks like, and a lot of other different events going on. That's going to be really interesting to take a look at.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah, and then we head straight into spring break. So I think that's a good way to kind of close off this month before we head into April, where April is going to be a busy month, both for students in the classes, because I know that's when classes tend to really get,
Yeah, because it's almost like the end of the
end exactly of the semester. So that's
and then
where
finals.
Finals will start to be coming in and all that kind of good stuff. But I know we do have a lot of events going on in April.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to see what we have here. I mean, yeah, just a couple of events happening in April. Another ping pong tournament. So hopefully students show up.
Hopefully they do. Actually, I'm going to try and show up if I don't have any classes or anything.
Okay.
But
yeah, we also have student awards going on.
oh yeah, and this week, when is Oscars week?
This whole week is Oscars
Oh.
week. So make sure to be checking out
Sorry,
those articles.
Sorry, guys, I've been living under a rock.
Oh, so yeah, make sure to be checking out the articles that we have up. We got some good ones for a couple of the good movies. Yeah,
Cool.
this whole week. So
Cool.
yeah, that's
Well,
the whole thing.
shebang.
Yeah, the whole thing of it. Yeah, first episode. I guess we can call that a wrap for the first episode.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Make sure you follow us on TikTok at the front page FRCC. Also on Instagram, our domain is the same, the front page FRCC, and YouTube.
YouTube.
At the front page FRCC.
Yeah. So.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Toodles.
Peace.
Cool.
Finally. Okay.
And also, I didn't finish my assignment, and it was due at 12. No, I'm locked out.
Got to turn the camera off. Oh my god, that's a great blooper. That's a great blooper.